Hey, so 60 Minutes came out with what can only be described as an attack on the disabilities benefits of the Social Security Act. And basically, I'm linking their thing down there so you can watch it. Basically, they're equating huge amounts of fraud and people who are capable of working but choose not to work as the reason for the massive spike in disability claims. Um, well, that's just stupid bullshit. Uh, I watched the whole thing because I just I was really hoping it wouldn't be as biased as it was, but it really was. It was pretty biased. Um, Basically, it could have been produced by Fox News. It was that biased. They did not talk about some important factors to why there's such a massive increase in disability claims. Factor one, aging population. The population in the United States is aging because the baby boom population is getting into their 50s and 60s, their late 50s and 60s, which naturally correlates to medical problems, getting disabled. So there's a spike because of that. Um, the 60 Minutes program did not cite at all the fact that we've been at war for over a decade and soldiers are coming back maimed. I mean, fucked up maimed with both legs gone, right arm gone. How the fuck are they going to work? They're not because they can't. So they're going to apply for disability. Putting a bunch of stories down there about that as well. I mean, I don't understand how they could possibly not talk about that when you have thousands of soldiers coming back fucked up. I mean, fucked up because ironically, our medical technology is preserving their lives on the battlefield, and they coming home, with no legs and amputations, just fucked up, and they're going to be on disability. In previous wars, these types of injuries just you didn't survive them. You just died. You died on the battlefield. But modern warfare, with our more advanced medical technologies, allowed us to save the lives of many soldiers that would have normally died. As a result, you have hundreds. You have hundreds of thousands. Well, I don't know how you have Well, no, that's probably not an exaggeration. You have 100,000 or so soldiers coming back fucked up, and they're going to be receiving some sort of disability or some sort of assistance because they're fucked up. Um, yeah, and anyhow, it was a stunning article. It was stunning. 30 minutes or 60 minutes segment was pretty stunning. They found potentially some regional bad players, some folks that were probably doing some questionable things, maybe helping more fraudulent cases getting on the docket. But those are regional cases. Again, we're a nation of over 300 million people. You can't just point to one little region and say, "Oh, well, look at all this fraud," and "Oh, well, that means the whole system is fraudulent. Therefore, we shouldn't have it." No, no, that's just blatantly stupid. Yeah, I'm actually kind of mad at 60 Minutes because it was really biased. It was bad. It was a really bad segment. Um, they kept citing the economy as a major issue, people being desperate, and that's why they're applying for a lot of people are applying for these benefits. That's that. I won't disagree with that. I mean, that's actually a truthful thing. In fact, many economists agree with that. That is one of the major factors for the massive increase in people applying for disabilities. But what's left out of that is they would still qualify for disabilities. They just happen to be preferring to work. They would rather work than receive the disability payments, even though they qualify for the disability payments. They'd rather work because you make more money working than you do getting these disability payments, which even 60 Minutes points out is effectively a minimum wage existence. Um, it's like a minimum wage existence that, I mean, that's a terrible life. And nobody's going to want that. A disabled person who can potentially work is going to want to work. But the economy's jacked up, so they can't find jobs, and because they're disabled, they're going to be passed up. So they don't have a choice but to apply for disability insurance because, well, they have to. And you know what? I don't even think that's a very large percentage of the population on disability because if you just look at the effing numbers, um, the amount of the aging population is astronomical, and of course, old people are going to be on fucking disability. But more importantly, the thing that's just not brought up by any of the media, and which kind of it's starting to irritate me, is like particularly from the left. I don't understand why the left isn't bringing this stuff up. The wars have injured and maimed a fuck ton of people. I mean, I got some stories down there you can read. As always, I document what I'm talking about here. I'm actually kind of irritated that the left isn't talking about this more. I mean, it's one thing that I mean that's an easy pushback right there. Like that's patriotism and nationalism. That's one of those pushbacks that is easy. I mean, why is the left not trying? Like, why are you dropping the ball here? I'm not dropping the ball, but man, you guys that have better access to, I mean, more people to view you and all that stuff, like, you guys are dropping the ball here. Like, holy shit. Like, take my links, use those as argumentation. Like, god damn. Like, yeah, I'm actually really irritated. It's a terrible, terrible report. John Stossel is going to be coming out with another bullshit report pretty soon on a similar topic. Um, and I might make another video on John Stossel because that guy's an asshat. Like, I was watching a video where he was showing a graph. Was like, well, look here. Poverty was going down, in the 1950s during America's massive economic expansion. Like, our economy was on crack back then. And he's like, oh, look, poverty was going down. And then you have the implementation on the war on poverty. And then he follows the graph again. And the graph's going way to hell down, way to hell down. And then it kind of stagnates. It's kind of stops. And his argumentation is, well, that's clear evidence that the war on poverty was a failure. How the fuck do you look at that graph and see it go straight down and does not spike? It does not spike up again. It stays down. It stays down. It flatlines, yeah, which is a problematic, that's symptomatic of the economy not growing as labor unions are being smashed and workers' wages are going down or stagnating, which everybody knows it's been stagnating. Like, it's not like something that's just like fictional here. We know productivity has increased. We know that wages have just flatlined, whereas CEO pay has quadrupled and just gone to the roof. But I mean, how the hell do you look at a graph that's a complete opposite of what you're saying and say what you're saying? Because the graph went down. The war on God, I wish I can figure out how to edit those. I'm gonna put the video. I'm gonna link the video that I watched with that graph, just so you can see that too. Because I mean, just looking at the graph is just. I mean, Stossel's a fucking asshat because it's going down and it stays down. Poverty stayed down, according to the very fucking graph he's using. It's shockingly. It's so shocking that I don't know. God damn, John Stossel's an asshat. Anyhow, yeah, I'll link that video down there too, so you can watch it. I mean, it's pretty important. Yeah, I'm just pissed off. So anyhow, there's a bunch of links down below talking about all of it. I'm also linking the 60-minute video so you can watch it yourself. Um, I mean, it's so biased that it's just funny. It's amazing, and they might have actually did find some fraud. It's possible, but the level of fraud they found is not gargantuan in comparison to the real demographic information here. I mean, you have an aging population and thousands of soldiers fucked up. Of course, disability is going to blow up. I mean, even if you factor out the economy, you would still have a massive explosion. If our economy was going crazy right now and we were at like effing zero unemployment, you would still see massive disability expansion because there would still be an aging population and you'd have all these soldiers coming back with no fucking legs, no fucking arms, blown the fuck up. For fuck's sake. Oh, God. Anyhow, links below.